It's there before I believe it. Then he gave an example. He said, if you were hungry, would you want to see a miracle or would you want $5? $5 will get you a foot. $5 can get you rice and beans and tortillas and chipotle. It won't get you the full bowl, but it will get you a miracle. You don't have $5. It requires. And it was so amazing because he preached about John 11 and how Lazarus was sick and Lazarus was dying and Jesus started crying. You know, this past Monday we had a first study with Ivan, and Osvaldo comes into my house and I had texted him like at 8 o'clock. I said, bro, can you be in the study with Ivan? He said, yes, I'll be there after my detail with Felix. And he comes into my house and goes, yeah, I just finished my detail with Felix, my discipulado. That we just finished my discipulado with Felix. I said, oh, that's awesome, bro. He goes, you guys want me to show you what I taught him? I said, I believe you have detail with him, bro, but yeah, go ahead, show me. He says, why did Lazarus cry? Or why did Jesus cry when Lazarus died? That's interesting. I never thought about that. Like, why did Jesus cry? Because it says that Lazarus was sick and about to die, and Jesus starts crying. So I don't know, Osvaldo, tell me. He said because he was about to leave. It was almost his time to go. And everyone was sad about Lazarus being sick. And whenever Jesus even said, hey guys, don't worry, he's going to be resurrected at the last day. They're like, yeah, I know. He's going to be resurrected at the last day when everyone go, I know Jesus, I've heard that sermon before. And Jesus says, he just started crying. And I got that nugget from Osvaldo. I said, you know, he was crying because they still didn't get it. He goes, here I am preaching about something so much bigger than us. And yet you guys are crying about Lazarus. Think about what has made you sad this week. Think about what has made you upset this week. Would Jesus look to your struggles and cry himself because of how bad you're struggling over that? Because you just don't get it. We're not going to turn there, but in 1 Corinthians 7, the Bible reads, if you are married, live as if you weren't. If you have stuff in the world, live as if you don't. If you mourn, live as if you don't mourn, but are joyful. And if you're joyful, live as if you mourn. Because all things will pass away. The Bible teaches us if you are going through a horrible situation, don't be too sad about it. If you are going through an awesome situation, don't be too fired up about it. You know, sometimes we can put our hope on the wrong things. Like I remember there was a time in the ministry where we had 4 auditions and the wedding, and then it hit me. I was so happy. And then the next day, no auditions and a few calls. I'm just so down. The next week, and I remember telling Debbie specifically, I said, you know, this right here makes it all worth it. She goes, really? Like, someone being added to God's kingdom makes it all worth it? Like, that's what makes it all worth it? What if that person falls away? Now it's not worth it? And it brought me to Luke 10 where the disciples go, demons submit to us, Jesus, this is awesome. And he goes, don't rejoice about this. Rejoice that your name is written in the book of life. That's where our true joy will come from. That's where our salvation will come from. When God called Abraham in Genesis 15, he says, I am your great reward. Woo! Has that been your attitude? God is my great reward. I don't need anything else. If God gives me something, amen. That's for God's people anyways. If he takes it away, amen. He's trying to teach me something. He's trying to complete my training. When I look at Hebrews 11, we're not going to read the whole chapter, but it's the Hall of Faith. The heroes of the faith. And you look at each person. I dare you. Just look at each person. Tell me that their faith was not put to the test. Tell me that their miracles that they made didn't come with a trial that made them have a real faith that turned into real action. We look at the first one, being God. It says there was nothing in the world in my faith. He made the universe. Did that come without a trial? Yes, he lost his one and only son. He lost one of his angels that went and turned and went into the world seeking to destroy people's faith. The next one that's talked about is Abel, who had a great offering, but we know the trial that came about. We look at Enoch, Noah, Abraham, Sarah, Isaac, Jacob, Joseph, Moses, Rahab, all the people that it talks about, they all came with a test that put their faith into action. How has God been putting your faith into action this week? How has He been exposing your heart this week? That's all trials do. Expose your heart, where you're putting your true hope in, and test it. And I don't know about you, I'd rather have my faith tested right here than when it's too late. A lot of us took finals. Don't you like those tests, practice tests? Like, let me take those practice tests. Everyone's like, yep. Let me take the practice test to see if I'm ready for the final. Because once the final comes, it's done. It's either I know it or I don't. God has given us so many practice tests. You say, where is your faith? Obviously, it's not right because look at how I responded. Obviously, my hope was not put in the right place. Look at how I responded to this. When you look back at your life and your week and your year, do you realize the heroes in the faith that went before us only are made perfect with us? Look at verse 39 to close out. It says, these were all commended for their faith, yet none of them received what had been promised. God planned something better for us, so that only together with us would they be made perfect. Therefore, since we are surrounded by such a great cloud of witnesses, let us throw off anything that hinders us, and the sin that so easily entangles us, and let us run with perseverance the race marked out for us. Only together with all the heroes in the faith will we be made perfect. And it says here there's a cloud of witnesses. There are those heroes in the faith looking down and just spurring us on. They're looking down at your trials to go, do not give up. God is faithful. If you're struggling with sacrificing something, I guarantee you Abraham is cheering you on, saying, don't worry, God will pull through, even if it's at the last minute. If it's wanting to dream about the kingdom, Jacob is going, don't worry. I went through it and God pulled through. If it's, man, God is just pulling me through the ringer. Joseph is probably going, hey, don't worry. I was thrown into a prison. I was sold by my own brothers. And yet at the end, God was faithful. And yet God is looking down at us and saying, you know what? I have a great plan for you. Let's grow. And if God has given up His one and only Son to buy you, the only thing we could respond in is, thank you, God. I want to buy all in. You know, there's a movie, Upside Down 21, that our brother Chris Green, who was sent out to Orlando, gave me before he left. And I just had to rewatch it. And this is a hard movie to watch because it's just moving at every level. And my favorite part is when Peter went back to fishing. And he's there with the disciples fishing. And you know how hard is it when you are struggling spiritually and you're trying to see things from a worldly point of view, but everything is spiritual around you? Like you're trying so hard not to see God, and then God is just showing Himself to you, like, John, stop. And so Peter is told by the disciples, and it's a song, but again, I'm not going to sing it. They ask him, do you remember when we went last fishing? And Peter says, I've been fishing all night and we haven't caught a thing. And they're spurring Peter on to go. But then you remember that he said, turn your nets to the deep side, and you took such a catch that you started to sink. To sink, to sink. You started to sink. And he says, enough! I don't want to sing anymore. Plus, you're scaring the fish. And then they slow down and then they remind him once again, do you remember when you walked on the water? He says, all I remember is sinking in the waves and the sea. But for a moment you walked, Peter. Yes, we all saw you walk. And if he was here, you would try it again. Again, you know you try it again. Do you remember when we entered the sea? He says, I only remember the mobs in the streets. He said, but do you remember when he named you Peter? I didn't know what he was talking about. For 3 years, Peter, that is all he would call you. He says, I haven't heard anything since that rooster. I believe it's time, guys, as a church, we stop hearing those rooster crows. We stop hearing the lies that Satan is trying to put in our head. We can look back at our life and look at the waves and the moths and the lack of fish. Or we can look back at our lives and go, man, God is so faithful. I've walked on water before. I've seen the miracles want us to do. I've seen the large number of fish. And if you think you haven't, just look at yourself, because you're a large fish yourself. You're a hard-hearted person that was changed by the Word of God. And now we get to see God's Word be sprung into the 9 churches we're going to plant this year. And now we get to be made a part of history. And all that we could say is, God, you've done so much for me. Any little thing that I can do back is a grace and a blessing. Let's put our faith and love into action this spring and this year. And to God be the glory.